What's that?
Wait over there.
I don't think so. The only reason I'm over here is because there's less glass that distorts the live stream. But
Where does the opposing team usually sit?
you know what? It really depends. A lot of them sit like over there on that side, you know, kind of on the other side over there. But then a lot of them sit right behind their bench over here. I don't know.
Want to go behind their bench?
So he said that for weight, there's less glass on this side and it distorts glass.
That's just been my experience. There's a little less glass to distort. Oh, is he? Oh, there he is. Oh, look at him over there. Yeah, I missed him. Okay, there he is. Whoa, Jesus. All right, folks, first game with the wireless microphone. Hopefully you can hear me pretty well. If you can, if you wouldn't mind putting a comment in the comment section, that'd be kind of cool to find out. If you're hearing me correctly or hearing me well. Suppose I could text my wife and ask her to log on and see if she can hear me. Can you check out the live stream and see if you can hear me, question mark? So should be able to hear me really, really well. All right. All right, folks, hopefully you can hear me. First game with the new wireless microphone. Inside 45 seconds here of warm-up time. This is U10B1 Black from Edina, taking on your Spartacats, your U10B1 Blue Spartacats. So the second half of the home and home, and you'll immediately spy something on the broadcast on the far side of the ice that we didn't have in the first one, and that's referees. So this one's going to be official. It's an official exhibition anyway. Understand there are some substantial lineup changes from Coach Pat Donahue and the rest of the coaching staff. Pucks are now coming in, and we're going to try to see if we can get this game started relatively on time. Looks like we're starting maybe a minute late, but that's going to be okay. Should be 2 12-minute stop time periods. 2 12-minute stop time periods, probably with a runtime third period to make sure we get out of here on time. Edina Hornets in their road greens with the white and yellow trim. Spartacats in their home whites with the blue trim and red numerals. We'll set your lineup as soon as we get a sense of where the girls are going to be lining up. This was a good scrimmage. If you were watching last week, or the week before last, this was a good scrimmage going into Thanksgiving. These two teams battled hard. Scoreboard really not indicative of how close it was. Cats outshot them probably 2-1, but just could not find the back of the net as the Edina goalkeeper really had her stuff together. We're going to see how she plays today and see if she's able to continue that hot streak. Spartacats coming out to take the face-off. Ruth Jaywar is your goalie for the Spartacats. We've got Bridget Baker and Eden Miller on defense, and Zoe Scott, Izzy Nurka, and Marin Olsen your forwards. 12 minutes on the clock. Hornets getting their last players on, having to figure out exactly who that other forward's going to be. And we're ready to drop the puck here from the bubble from VMCC. And instantly it's back towards Meller. Meller from the defensive position is going to bring it up over the line. Nurka keeps it in. Baker battling there. Meller is able to keep that in at the blue line. Now Edina has that in the middle, sends it out. Meller also still able to keep it in far side. Harassed there by a defender. Sends that one down into the corner. Puck now in the far corner. Hornets with it in the far corner. A couple of players falling down. Somebody feeding to the middle. Nurka in the slot. Can't unload that cannon. And now we've got a puck bouncing around a little bit, and now here come the Hornets. And that one's going to go all the way down. That'll be icing against the Hornets with 11:09 to go here in the first period. So as I said, the last time these two teams matched up, it was a really entertaining game. Scrimmage, of course, but still entertaining nonetheless. Hopefully you can hear me just fine. If you want to put something in the chat, that's great, to confirm that the audio is working. Face off to the left of the Edina keeper. Shack, Cron, and Donahue, your forwards. Bauman and Nelner are your defenders. This puck gets sent down by Natalie Bauman behind the net. Little opportunity there as Cron and Shack both go for it. Can the Spartacats keep it in at the blue line? Nelner does momentarily. Can the Hornets pitchfork it out? That one finds Donahue's for skate sick blade. And here go the Hornets out into neutral ice, sent back in immediately by Nelner, but that was offside with 10:33 to go, and we will have a neutral zone faceoff. You'll want to pay attention to the channel tomorrow. The Spartacat girls take on Rosemount, so big rivalry game there between the Irish and the Spartacats. Cron unable to keep that one in. Good poke check there that time by Nelner. This one goes deep into the Hornet zone, far corner. Hornets will try to clear that out with passes up the sideline, up the boards, and that comes out. It just slips across, and again another neutral zone face-off between the Cats and the Hornets. So the Nurka, Scott, and Marcel line out now. Here comes Meller across the blue line. She carries now. Meller was very active in that first game. She has been moved to defense. Marcel tries to get that on frame, can't. Scott fans on that one a little bit. Now it's loose. Baker's going to step up, send it back to the middle, but it finds a green stick. And that one will find neutral ice. Meller will come back for it. She'll swing and miss on that one. Now she'll try again. Hornets trying to get it in again. Now sends it for Marcel. Marcel tries to get in over the blue line. Good poke check that time by the Hornets. And now it's fired in at deep, and this is going to be icing against the Spartacats with 9:29 to go here. First period, no score. First face-off to the left of Ruth J. War, the Spartacat goalie. Kron, Shack, and Bauman, I believe, are your forwards. We'll have to see how things break out here. That one's sent towards the blue line. Cats unable to keep it out. Hornets keep it in. Kron goes through a teammate there, sends that one down. Is that going to be icing? It will. So icing with 9:16 to go, no score against the Spartacats. Kron slapped at that one. Thought it might be on frame, but it was not, and we'll do it all again. And it is Bauman, Kron, and Shack, your forwards. Ruth J. War in goal. Hornets nominally win that one. Let's see if Bauman's able to get to this one near side. She sends it up towards the point. It's held in there by the Hornets to go D to D. Nice passing there. Combination. It's found the middle. Shack with it, tries to pitch that out. Gets it to Olsen. Olsen sends it out, but it's taken there by the Hornets. And this finds Nelner, who tries to go cross ice. It was a good idea, but it didn't come off. And here come the Hornets over the blue line. That puck will be sent back out to neutral ice. Kron with a little bit of defensive pressure, but it falls for Shack right under our camera. We'll see in between periods if we can adjust that camera a little bit, give you a better sense of what's going on right here below the camera. Hornets with it again. That one's going to be sent in. I think we're going to get icing, although one of the Spartacats, no icing, as Olsen's able to get on the other end of that one. Olsen chips that one off the boards, doesn't find its way out. Now finds its way out to neutral ice. Olsen battling there. Big scrum of players. One of the Edina players loses an edge. That's going to let Scott get on it. Nurka's at the top of the crease. Opportunity for the Spartacats, but it goes begging. Nurka unable to steer that one in on frame. Neither team with a real shot on goal yet, and we're over 4 minutes into this game. Donahue sends that in towards the slot. Nurka slaps at it, but now it comes for Scott. Scott tries to backhand it in. Baker tries to keep it in, but that hits an Edina skate. Meller at neutral ice sends it across the way for safety purposes. Unable to get on the other end of that, and here's Eden Meller. Eden Meller in over the line. Opportunity. Shoots, and it goes wide. Nurka battling there near corner. Now it goes behind the... I thought it was going to go behind the Edina cage. Instead, it comes out towards the point. Baker has to step up. Unable to keep that one in. This one's going to go all the way down, but it's not going to be icing. Oh, it is going to be icing. Thought for sure that maybe somebody had touched it on the way out. Instead, the referees, who have a better view than I do, say that it's icing against the Hornets, and an offensive zone face-off with 7:15 to go here. No score in a rapidly moving first period. Neither team with a shot on goal yet. Both teams combined for a number of shots on goal in their first scrimmage, and starting slow in this one. Face-off win that time again now by the Hornets far side. They control there, try to pass it to the middle. Kron tries to get it off of her stick. Shot opportunity for Shack. That's the first shot of the game, and it's a good save that time by the keeper. Right in center mass. Kron's going to try to keep this one in. She does. She slides it to the near corner. Now she's going to chase it there. Kron tips it over, sends it in on goal, hits side netting. And the Hornets control far side. They'll try to clear it out. Nelner sends it back in towards the top of the crease, towards the slot. Opportunity for Marcel, and a good glove save there by the keeper. Doing a good job of dropping that glove down and protecting the space just above the pad. And an offensive zone face-off for the Spartacats. Two quick shots on this shift for the Spartacats. 6:33 to go. Again, no score, as you can see there. And the Spartacats switching goalies. So Melissa Wilhelm now in for the Spartacats. Behind Shack Marcel and Kron. Here's Nelner at the point. Nelner feeds that to the middle. It's taken by Marcel, who sends it the other direction. I think she thought one of her teammates was going to do it. Kron claims the loose puck. Broken up that time, well broken up that time by the Edina defense, something they did well in that first scrimmage. Getting in front of shots. The Spartacats had a number of shots on goal, but a number of them never even made it through. This one comes from Bauman at the point. Bauman shoots. That goes wide. Did not have to, I think they're gonna call that a shot on goal, but that one was gonna go wide. Marcel to the middle, cleared out that time by the Hornets. Now it's behind the Hornet cage. Good forecheck that time by the Spartacats. Can they hold it in? They do momentarily, kept in by Nelner. Kron waits on that one, can't wait on that one. The Hornets are gonna claim it. Kron again battling there. She's gonna try to keep it in with the backhand, she does. Marcel can't control it there, and this one comes to neutral ice, and this will be claimed by Olsen. Check it, that's not Olsen, that's Baker. 24 and 34. Baker feeds Meller. Meller goes to the far side. This is Nurka, far side. Nurka's trying to get that one out of the snow. Here comes Olsen over the blue line. Olsen with a head of steam, good defense that time by the Hornets, and now it comes the other direction, and we're gonna have, I think that's offsides. Yeah, it's a little unclear who actually played that puck, but safe to call offsides there with 5:07 to go here in the first period. Score is still 0-0. Neutral zone face-off, won nominally by the Spartacats. This is Zoe Scott. Zoe has that taken off of her stick. Good rally defense by the Hornets. Nurka's unable to get a stick blade on that one. Baker has a choice to make it the blue line. Pinches in. Can't quite keep it in, but Nurka with a good back check. Good collision there between a couple of players. Here's Olsen far side. The speedy Maren Olsen. She shoots from distance off the pad, and a good save and a rebound momentarily as Zoe Scott was lurking, but the keeper claims it, and it's a series of good saves by the Edina Hornets goalkeeper. Face-off win goes to the Hornets. This is falls for Meller. Meller tries to fire this down, but it's deflected. Comes to the near side. This one goes all the way out and all the way down. I think this is going to be on frame. Wilhelm's going to have to claim this one. She pads that aside. Here's Meller behind the net. Head of steam for Eden Meller. Meller attacking. She's going to hit the Jets and go by one defender. Now she's going to try to go by a second defender. Now she's going to fire to the crease. Opportunity for Olsen, and it's right there in front. Good save, rebound, but nobody there in a white jersey to claim the rebound. It was a well set up play. That was an excellent play by these girls. Any coach would be happy to have their girls be doing that one. And just unlucky, Olsen had it on her backhand, fired it in. It was claimed then by the keeper. Again, momentary rebound as the puck is in and out. And here's an opportunity for Kron across the blue line. Kron in on the keeper. Opportunity for Kron. She shoots and scores! Lauren Kron cashes in and does a little shimmy, shimmy, Cocoa Puff. I'm not sure what that celly was, but in any event, she scores to make it 1-0. Favor of the Spartacats. She took the loose puck, kept the feet pumping, and the normal defender, Lauren Kron, comes across the blue line and cashes one in. So a good start for the Spartacats. Shot 7-1 officially. I think that's probably pretty accurate, as the Spartacats have spent a lot of time in the Edina end. Shots have started to mount here late in this first period, as 3:24 remains to go in the first period. Some bad camera work on my part. Sorry about that, folks. Hornets have it down in the corner. Marcel's able to keep it in, sends it in towards keeper, but good defense there that time by the Hornets. Stops that puck from making it in towards the goalie. Opportunity for Kron. She tries to get to that one, gets it on her backhand, funnels that one down behind the net, where it's ringed around by the Hornets, intercepted by Donahue, who decides to go back the other direction. Near corner, here come the Hornets. Good forecheck that time by Kron, keeps it in. Hornets now trying to pass out. Bauman with it, sends that in. That's a good shot on goal. Keeper had to pad that one aside. I think that one may have come out. Referee says otherwise. Excuse me. Hornets with it now, opportunity with the head of steam. Through neutral ice. Here come the Hornets. That's laid off for one of her teammates. Quick play right there at the blue line. Nelner battling there on the far side against one of the Hornet forecheckers. Opportunity here for both teams. Good defense in the middle as Nurka, Bauman, and Marcel, I think it was a 3-on-1. That puck does finally make it out of the zone. And here goes Natalie Bauman. Excuse me, that's Elora Marcel. 26 and 28 looks so close to each other. They're both blondes, so forgive me in any event we play on. Far side, Eden Miller sends that one down behind the green cage. There it's taken by a defender, but Scott had it momentarily. Nurka fanned on it. Opportunity for Marcel. She's unable to get it off of her stick. And a battle at the blue line, that comes out. And I guess we're not going to have offsides because it's Hornets have the puck. Scott with an opportunity. Scott's going to shoot. Scott's going to put it on. It's loose. And a good cover and a glove save that time by the Edina keeper with 1:18 to go. Again, coming to you from Veterans Memorial Community Center here in Inver Grove, Minnesota. Spartacats in their white with an extra player on the ice. So they need to figure that one out. And so we'll try to set your lineup here. Kron, Shack, and Olsen are on the ice. Miller right there with the puck. Excuse me, sends that back down. It's blocked. She sends it down again. Baker is the other defender. Maren Olsen battling there in the corner. Lauren Kron with it. Lauren to the middle. Opportunity for Olivia Shack, who scored the big goal, the big game winner against the Lakeville Ice Cats earlier this week. On Sunday, I believe. Kron gets that off of Bauman's stick. Goes to the far corner. Pass coming to the middle. Opportunity there. Miller's able to keep it in. Nicely done. Miller sends that down deep. This is going to roll next to the cage. Taken there confidently by the Hornets, but a great forecheck that time by the Spartacats. And that one's fired hot across the crease, but nobody there. This comes for Baker at the blue line. Baker tries to feed the middle, but way too many defenders there as Green is able to, I was going to say get it out, but instead Miller holds it in, goes towards goal, but it's deflected. That's good because Kron was lurking on the back post. 10 seconds to go. Is there another shot or some drama late in this first period? Looks like the girls are going to let this one expire without any more major changes. And the first period ends with a 1-0 score in favor of the Spartacats. Shots officially 9-1 in favor of the Spartacats. And again, I think that's a relatively accurate, maybe inflated by one on the Spartacats side, but it's a relatively accurate depiction of what has happened here in this first period. I think it's funny. You're a Edina parent, right?
Yeah.
I think it's funny that Wade's over there and I'm over here.
I know.
It's so. I mean, the only reason I'm over here is because what I found is that when I broadcast from there's a booth up there, or like a pulpit. The problem is there's so much extra glass. There's so much extra glass because of the penalty boxes and everything.
Yes.
There's so much extra glass that this is actually easier.
Yeah.
But of course Wade doesn't have a big tripod. I don't think. So he's like, you know what? I'll take that table over there.
Wade?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
funny.
Gretchen is my wife's boss.
Oh, no way.
So they worked together for 15 years or whatever.
So he's over there.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So Wade's over there. Although he's fancy. He's fancy because he doesn't have to worry about. He has the automatic camera thing and like, all right, Wade.
This looks fancy.
Yeah.
Too,
Well,
though.
yeah. This is pretty manual. His is automatic.
This big guy though. That's
It's a little easier to see.
Yeah.
It's a little easier to see. Second period underway. 12 minutes on the clock. Time running. Teams have switched ends, and here come the Spartacats and the Hornets live from VMCC here on the channel. Pass comes across. This one's going to find Olsen. Cats moving from right to left on your device. Olsen in the middle, sends it in towards the crease. It was deflected. That one went wide behind the cage, and here come the Hornets going the other direction. Cats unable to keep it in there at the blue line. This falls for Bauman. Bauman's going to bring it over the blue line, but she's going to run into a green wall there, and it's going to come right back out. And offside against the Spartacats, 11:23 to go here in the second period. Shots still officially 9-1 in favor of the Spartacats, 1-0 on the scoreboard. Olsen, Scott, and Nurka, your forwards. Nelner and Murcell are, I think that's Bauman on the far side. Nope, it's Murcell. Sorry about that. Again, 28-26. Just look too similar. Good pass there by Nelner. Doesn't quite find Olsen, but it takes a charitable hop. Opportunity for Olsen. Good defense that time by the Hornets. That one gets punched out into neutral ice, and Nelner will chase. Nelner will keep her skates and turn. She'll survey the landscape and pass. Good defense that time by the Hornets, but it falls for Scott. Scott brings it over the blue line. Here's an opportunity for Mira Donahue. Cousin to cousin. Could Donahue feed the middle? She does, but there's nobody there. Cats were changing behind the play. Cron slaps at that one. This is Olivia Shack. As I said, the big hero of the 1-0 win against the Ice Cats on Sunday with a beautiful breakaway goal. This one falls for Meller. Meller hits a couple of green players. That one comes out. Meller's got to hold the puck, and that one's not going to be held long enough. And it'll be offside against the Spartacats. 10:29 to go here in the second period. Teams have switched ends. Ruth Jaywar in goal for the Spartacats. Donahue, Scott, Shack, your forwards. Baker and Meller are your defenders. Check it, Cron's out there, and that's not Scott, that's Cron. Shack back on this one. I'm not sure she knew that there was some heat coming that direction. This is fed forward by Baker. Comes for Cron. Cron gets it out over the blue line, but it's sent right back in, and the Hornets just a little too anxious. And another offside call here against the Hornets. So a neutral zone face-off. And again, reminder, there will be a game tomorrow against the Rosemount Irish. Should be here on the channel. I don't know where else I would be. Rosemount Irish, understandably, sorry, bad camera work there. Rosemount Irish, supposed to be pretty good. And we'll see how our girls play against a team that we expect to have some excellent players. Rosemount does not have an A team. Here's an opportunity for the Hornets as it's passed across the crease, across the slot, but nobody could get to it. This takes a bounce off of a skate, falls charitably for Donahue. Donahue, left side of your screen, tries to feed that down behind. She's a one-woman forecheck. This finds Shack in the middle. Shack backhands that one. That one hit the post. Opportunity for Shack. Shack's going to shoot again. That one's off a blocker. Opportunity and a goal. Mira Donahue cashes in on the rebound. Olivia Shack with the shot. Mira Donahue cashes in on the rebound. And the Spartacats add to their lead. It's now 2-0 here with 9:28 to go in the second period. It was a good save by the keeper, but the rebound was yawning, and Donahue poked it in. There wasn't much room. Wasn't much of an opportunity, but Donahue managed to pick out the corner, and now here come the Spartacats again. Murcell, Scott, somebody lost their stick there. Opportunity, good poke check that time by Scott, goes down the other direction. Nelner tries to hold the line, but can't. Here come the Hornets. Good back checking attempt there by Bauman, but it comes for Nelner. Nelner tries to get it out, but it's claimed that time by the Hornets. And here come the Spartacats. Spartacats feed that one forward. That was Bauman looking for Murcell. Murcell brings it over the blue line. She's going to have an opportunity. Murcell has scored a few times this year, but is not going to get her chance on that one, as the Hornets came back with good defense to claim that one. This comes to neutral ice. Here's Aurelia Nelner. Nelner brings it over the line. Murcell got out. Nelner shoots from distance. That one hits the keeper, and she claims that one with 8:33 to go. And we saw Aurelia Nelner in both games, especially the game against, I think, the I think the U10 Black Edina Hornets, this team, she had a number of shots. It was either that team, that game, or the Ice Cats game where Milner had a ton of shots. I mean, she may have had 8 or 9 shots herself, and she just couldn't get one by a keeper. I think it was the Edina game. This one goes D to D for Baker. Baker on the far side finds Kron. Kron's got it on her forehand. Now she feeds it towards the middle, but good defense that time by the Hornets, and they'll try to break out on the near side. This one comes up towards Meller. Meller chips that one down in. 2-woman game. That's Meller and Olsen. Olsen trying to keep it in. Hornets getting out around it. Let's Meller. Good step up that time. Excellent poke check. Olsen claims that one momentarily. Shack has it off of her skate. Now goes to the far side. Cats really bunched up. Baker tries to hold that in at the blue line. This one comes for Kron. Kron on the near side. Kron shoots across, goes through the blue paint, but nobody there. Meller tries to keep it in near side. Shack covering for her. In towards Olsen. Olsen with an opportunity. Olsen shoots and scores. Olsen shoots and scores. Nicely done that time by Maren Olsen. But the heroes on that one were Meller and Shack, as they were able to hold the line and feed the puck back in towards Olsen. She got it off of her stick and fired. Good forehand into the far corner. And the Edina keeper unable to cover the entire net. We've talked about it before on various broadcasts. Keepers cannot cover the entire net. It's physically impossible. And sometimes the offensive player is going to find the part that you can't cover. And that time she went to the far post. Nelner chips that one up over the blue line. Score now 3-0, 7:29 to go. And a changed lineup apparently seems to be working for these Spartacats. Again, we've got 4 girls playing defense, I think, that have been playing forward pretty heavily for the last couple of weeks. And some of our better or more noticeable defenders playing forward. So quite the change. And so far the Spartacat coaching staff looking like geniuses in terms of making a change. Donahue battles here. Hornets claim that one off the board, slides to the middle. This is Zoe Scott. She tries to get that out. Opportunity for Scott. She goes by one defender. Opportunity for Zoe Scott. She's in. She shoots. That is off the post. I think it was off the post and off the goalie. Bauman with it. She shoots from distance. It takes a deflection. Opportunity for the Spartacats. And Donahue pounces again. Mira Donahue, call her the garbage girl because she's pounced now twice on rebounds. And she sticks that one in for the Spartacats with 7:03 to go here in the second period. Spartacats did outshoot the Edina Hornets in their first game, but Edina was able to find the back of the net. Spartacats unable to get into the back of the net. I think this is going to be icing here against the Hornets, and it will be, so we'll go back down to the other end. Shots officially 14-1 in favor of the Spartacats. Spartacats outshot the Hornets about 2-1 in that game, but as I said, the Hornets able to find the back of the net on a couple of goals and a couple of scrimmage penalty shots. Face-off coming to the left of the Edina goalkeeper. Puck drop for Shack, so Olivia Shack has that taken away from her. Hornets around their own cage, come to the near side. Forecheck there by Marcel. Marcel unable to keep that one in, so is Eden Miller. Shack on the back check, nicely done. Breaks up the momentum. Shack with it again. Opportunity for Shack as she cruises through neutral ice. Shack has got that one on her forehand. She hits the Jets and comes in, sends that puck down towards the top of the blue paint, but it rolls down behind the net. Marcel battling there in the corner. Edina player falls, comes back up. Kron can't keep that one in. Shack with an opportunity, tries to backhand that one in. That one's going to come out. And both Meller and one of the Hornets unable to get on the other end of that one. Marcel feeds that one down deep. Kron sniffing around for another opportunity. Here's Marcel. Marcel loses her edge. Opportunity for Meller. Meller comes to the middle. Miller tries to get that on her forehand. She's unable to. And this one comes across. This is an opportunity for Marcel. Marcel with an opportunity. She's going to shoot. Good save by the keeper. Just off to the left side of the screen. Horrible camera work by yours truly. But in any event, we play on. 5:40 to go. All right, apparently the audio is working. I've been trying for the last 20 minutes to make sure that you can hear me. And I finally figured out the function so I can read the comments. So here we go. So Zoe Scott has that one taken off of her stick. Bauman unable to keep that one in, unable to keep her stay on her skates that time. This one slapped back in that time by Nurka. Good forecheck there by Scott. Lost her skates. Girls all might need their skates sharpened here. Scott with it, pitchforks that one with the backhand out, sent back in. And I think that was going to be offside, but the referees are going to let that play on. Nelner down deep in her own end, right side of your screen. Chips that one up on the boards. Olsen sends it on the boards. Bauman tries to backhand that one out, but the Hornets are able to keep it in. Here's a chance for the Hornets far side. They send that into the far corner. It wraps around new goalie Melissa Wilhelm. Hornets deep on the forecheck. Nurka able to get a hold of it on the other side. She gets her head up. What can she do with it? She's skating up the near side, far side. Hornets with it there, send it back in. This is Nelner. Nelner gets it off of her stick quickly. Nicely done. Aurelia Nelner understanding that if there was a challenge there was going to be 3 players going the other direction. Nelner with a good decision. Now Nelner brings it in, skates in front of the goal, sends it up towards Olsen. Olsen backhands that one for Shack. You heard Shack calling for it. This is poked out that time by the Hornets. Hornets onside and an opportunity for the Hornets. Wilhelm well out of her goal. Good poke check that time by Wilhelm. This comes for Meller at neutral ice. Meller tries to push this one forward. This is for Olsen. Olsen's got 1 goal already today. She's got Kron lurking in the middle. Olsen battles there. Meller holds it in, sends it down towards Olsen. Olsen far corner. Olsen now to the crease. Olsen circles. Olsen loses an edge. Comes for Shack in the middle. And the Hornets get that one out, and that's going to be offside. Well, it's going to be offside. Referees allowing the teams to play on a little bit, maybe. Hornets skating with it backwards there, sends it up towards the near side, and here's an opportunity for the Hornets. Shack's going to back check. Hornets are going to bring that in. It's slid across the slot, but unfortunately for the player that had that puck, none of her teammates able to get to that one. Kron and Donahue there trying to keep the Hornets from mounting much of a shot. It comes into the near corner. Puck now freed for Eden Miller. Miller for Donahue, but it's going to be claimed that time by the Hornets. They tried a centering pass. It's broken up by Miller, who loses track of it. Now Miller with her short stick comes around again, tries to feed out. That was kept. I thought it might have been kept in, but it just did slide out, and we'll have a neutral zone face-off just outside the Spartacat offensive zone with 2:39 to go. Shots officially 17-2, which is definitely not how one might have expected this one to go. I certainly was expecting shots to be a little bit closer. Spartacats have done a really good job on the forecheck, really preventing the Hornets from being able to get out of their own end. And they've done a good job of getting out of their own end. Hornets bring it near side. It's slid forward. Poked in. Nicely done. Nelner with it. She taps it off the board. Can somebody in white get to it? Not yet, but it slides in towards Wilhelm. Nelner with it. Nelner around the cage. Nelner far side. Nelner with a head of steam. She's going to get this one out on her own. She loses an edge. Goes down, but manages to get it out of the zone, and this falls kindly for Marcel. Marcel's going to get a tap to it. Could not control it. Multiple girls now on the ice. 1 Hornet, 1 Spartacat. Marcel again to the middle. Looking for Scott, but that one's broken up. Katz, Bauman nicely done. Backhands that one down deep. And the Hornets will circle around their own goal. That one's intercepted by Meller. Kept by Marcel. Marcel's going to gently slide that one in towards the keeper. And a good save by the keeper with 1:37 to go. 18-2 are your shots. Score 4-0. Cron, Shack, and Olsen, your forwards. Cron gets that on her forehand, sends it in towards goal. Shack with it. She's unable to get on the end of it. Cron tries to draw it back. Somebody has the puck down there in the corner. Now we see it come around the cage. Olsen with a good forecheck. Here's an opportunity for the Hornets to break out. If they can connect to pass, they do. Still good forecheck there by Shack and by Olsen. This finds Cron in the middle. Cron quickly sends it in, but didn't get much on that one. And the Hornets will claim. 1:06 to go here. Second period, that one right through the crease. And Cron got on the other end of that one. I could not see who sent that across, but it was a great save, a bang-bang save that time by the Edina keeper. And she did a great job to deny the Wildcats and deny Lauren Cron her brace. Excuse me, I said Wildcats, I mean Spartacats. This one in the far corner, Hornets digging for it there. Cron slapping at it. This one's played up momentarily, but Shack has it. She feeds it in with the backhand, but it's interrupted that time by somebody in green. Hornets try to get it out. Now they tap it to neutral ice, and here come the Hornets over the blue line. Hornets to the outside. Good back check that time by Olsen. Shack was also there. Olsen around the cage, goes to the far corner. Cron's going to battle there. She's going to try to come out with it. Olsen, Cron battling in the corner. Miller looking on with bemusement. And here comes Donahue. Check it, that's Olsen. Olsen around a couple of defenders. Olsen's going to hit the Jets and go. I think Olsen's going to carry this one. This comes from Miller. Olsen couldn't go around all those defenders. Here comes Miller. Miller to the outside. Miller behind the net, sends it in, hits the side of the net. And with 3 seconds to go, I think that will be it here for the second period. A second period that saw a plethora of scoring for the Spartacats. Shots officially 19-2 in favor of the Spartacats. Third period action coming up here from VMCC. Spartacats 4, Hornets 0. And as I said, expected a little more up and down in this one based on the way the last scrimmage went, but these are 10 and 11-year-old girls. Sometimes things don't quite go the way you expect them to go. For anybody watching who is attending the team party tonight, I'll be wearing my Christmas Santa Hawaiian shirt. It's red. It'll be cool. So at 3:54 to go, we've got 13, 12, basically 12 minutes. We have to be out of here at 4:10, so we have 14 minutes. My guess is they're going to have a running time of 12 minutes. Okay, they're going to put 14 minutes on the clock and run it. I think that might be a bit ambitious, but in any event, we'll have running time here for the third period so that we use all of the ice. Teams have switched ends again. So Cats moving from left to right, and here's an early burst from Zoe Scott. Scott brings that one over. Good defense that time. It's slid across the middle for Nurka. Kept back in for Donahue. It's sent aside by the defense. Here come the Hornets breaking out the far side. Good forecheck that time by Scott. She's got Donahue right behind her. That's a lot of sticks to go through up that side wall. But here come the Hornets. Nicely done. Aurelia Nilner says, I'm going to try to keep it in. She does. Sends it in towards the slot. Does it fall charitably that time for somebody in white? No, not that time. And the Hornets will break out. 13:20 to go in a running time third period. Nurka tries to feed that one in towards the keeper, but is unable to steer that one on. And here come the Hornets. Hornets with an opportunity to clear. Hornets now clear the zone. Hornets over the center line, but it's intercepted by Donahue. Donahue sends that one down in. And the Cats will change. This one comes up for Mercell and Bauman. Great, they're on the ice together, so 26 and 28. Now really get confused. This is Marcel. Good poke check there. Claims that one. This is Nelner. Far side, shoots. And it goes behind the net. This one comes all the way across. Bridget Baker stepping up from the defensive position is going to send this one back down in. And this finds Cron. Cron can't get it off of her stick. Baker is going to try to hold that in, but it squirts out. And here come the Hornets clearing the zone. Nelner far side. Cats clear the zone. Nelner around one defender. Can't get around this second one as that puck goes into the far corner. And here come the Hornets. Hornets try to get this one out over the blue line, and here they come. Hornets send that one back in. Here's Cron with an opportunity. But the Hornets claim that one, and here come the Hornets across the blue line. Hornets down the side. This is Ruth J. War in net. No shot on goal that time. Hornets are able to claim. Sent back in. Taken by Shack. Shack far side. This is Meller far side, right in front of the Spartacat bench. Bit of a collision there, but icing against the Spartacats. And with 11:35 and counting running time third period, we will have a face-off to the left of Ruth J. War. So this is the last of the home and home series. Again, very much appreciate Edina Black playing us in these two games. I think it's been good for both teams. Good for both teams and an opportunity for teams to be well matched. Scoreboard would suggest that they're not as well matched as they are, but basically if you saw the first scrimmage, you know that they're fairly well matched. This one held in smartly at the blue line by the defense for the Hornets. This falls for Eden Meller. Meller chips this one up towards the blue line, trying to get it out. Baker battling there. This is Scott. She tries to get it out, and now it falls kindly for Olsen. Olsen through neutral ice. Olsen over the blue line. She's got a lot of green jersey around her. Manages to swipe at that one and send that in. Now she's in the crease, in the slot. Opportunity there. It's paddled aside by the keeper. Falls for Olsen again. Paddled aside again by the keeper. Scott with a forecheck. Good job holding that in. Sends it in towards the middle. Centering pass finds Green, and Meller with this one tries to slide to the middle, but has it taken off of her stick. Eden Meller sends that in towards the slot. Centering pass goes wide. Nurka covering on the far side, chips that back in, and that one's going to come out to neutral ice. And with 10 minutes to go in a running time third period, that's Natalie Bauman. She sends it out. It goes right back in and rolls down behind now. Goalie, oh, that is still Ruth J. War. Nelner far side. Nelner's going to carry over the blue line, over the red line, now over the other blue line. Far side, Nelner shoots, and easy as you like. The Edina keeper with her beautiful glove save. She picked that one out of the air. It was a knuckling shot by Nelner far side. That was a wonderful save. It's the kind of save that can go wrong for young goalkeepers, and she nailed that one to preserve a shutout here in the third period. You can see shots top of your screen, 21-2 favor of the Spartacats. This is Shack, tries to steer this one in towards the Edina net. Edina over the blue line, sends that one in. I think that's going to go for icing, and it will. With 9 minutes to go and change, we'll have an offensive zone faceoff for the Spartacats to the right of the Edina keeper. Understand the U10As have either a game or a scrimmage. I'm not sure if it's a game or a scrimmage, but they have something going on. So they're all here warming up behind me. Shack tries to get that one. Face-off won by the Spartacats, but Bauman, off of Bauman's skate, comes to neutral ice. Bauman goes back the other way to Nelner. That's crafty. Nelner brings that over the blue line. Nelner pump on the legs. She's going to slide that to the middle. An opportunity for the Spartacats. Cron could not get on the other end of that one as Shack and Cron were crashing. It was a good pass by Nelner. We've seen her do that a couple times this season. This one comes in towards the crease. It's paddled away by the keeper. Spartacats looking for one more here in this third period. Shack with it. Shack feeds Cron. Hits Cron in the stick. Cron can't keep control of it though. Opportunity, this comes for Shack in the middle. Cron and Shack both shoot. Not even sure who would shot that puck. This one comes to the near side. Cron steers that one in with the backhand. It slides wide of the goal, and the Hornets battle behind their own net. Cron trying to keep that one in. Hornets pass around her. Cron again, forecheck has been absolutely devastating for the Spartacats. Hornets have just not been able to get out of their own end on a regular basis, something they were doing very, very well. And here's an opportunity for the Hornets. Best chance they've had of all day, and a great poke check that time by Zoe Scott. I think that was Scott. Yep, it was Zoe Scott. That was a great poke check to deny the, as I said, the best scoring opportunity of the day for the Hornets. Marcel has that one taken off of her stick. She was trying to set up Scott going the other direction. Battle there in the corner. Scott backhands that one for a centering pass, but it hits a bunch of green sticks. Now coming back the other way. Cats aren't able to hold the blue line. Hornets bring it over the blue line. And here's an opportunity for Marcel. Marcel far side. If she hustles, she might be able to get an opportunity. Marcel fires that one towards the middle, but it's blocked there by the defense. Again, good job by the Edina defense breaking up shots. This one whipped across the slot, but far too hard for anybody to get on the other end of. Good battle there for Shaq. Everybody falling down. Battle right at the blue line. It's kept in by the Spartacats. 6.5 minutes to go, just under. Here in a rapidly moving running time third period. Opportunity here for Bauman by one defender. Bauman falls there. Good physical contact. Here's an opportunity for Cron. Cron to the middle. Cron tries to unload the gun. Cron defensed well that time by the defense. She had visions of a goal clearly dancing in her head. Olsen deep on the forecheck. Cron's going to try to keep it in there. Does. Fires towards the slot, but it's kept out. This is Bauman at the point. Bauman sends that down for Cron, but Cron can't quite come up on the other end of that one, and the Hornets will claim. Hornets trying to get out on the far side. Cats trying to keep it in. I think it still stays in momentarily. Now it's out, and here go the Hornets the other way. I check it. That's taken away by Nelner. Nelner brings that one over the blue line. Opportunity for Aurelia Nelner. She's going to shoot from distance. Good block that time by the Hornets. This calls for Bauman. Bauman with an opportunity to tee it up. She shoots from distance. It's deflected on the way in. Never makes it to the keeper. Cron goes cross slot to the top of the crease. Nobody in white able to get on the other end of that one. This one falls charitably for the Hornets. On the fly goalie change behind us. So now we've got Melissa Wilhelm in the game. Good step that time by Izzy Nurka trying to keep it in. This one's going to come out. Opportunity here for the Hornets. They're in over the blue line. And Wilhelm will see her first shot. She's stopping that one. She's well to the right of her crease. That one's going to get chipped on, and Bauman will chase. It's not going to make it down to the other end. Hornets behind their own cage. Just under 4.5 minutes to go here. Olsen with a poke check. And this one finds its way out to neutral ice. Here's another good chance for the Hornets. Hornets shoot from distance, and that one goes wide. Not sure if Wilhelm got a piece of that or not. I don't think that she did. I think that just went wide. Meller, who's been playing defense the whole game, comes to the middle. Opportunity for Zoe Scott. Setting up on the back post, and Zoe Scott could not get on the other end of that Eden Meller crossing pass. It's become a little wide open here in the last few minutes as both teams just kind of sending it over. And offside against the Hornets. We'll have a neutral zone face-off with 3.5 minutes to go in a running time third period. So that game tomorrow with the Rosemount Irish, 10:45 a.m. And I believe that is from Rosemount Community Center. Good seats still available. Scott with a good job on the forecheck there. That one gets poked out, and this one's going to go down. Is this going to go for icing? It is. And unlucky that time for the Hornets that it goes for icing. And we'll bring it down the other end. And the Spartacats with an excellent performance here today. Again, with some new lineup changes. We'll have to see if those changes stick tomorrow or whether the coaching staff goes back to the lineups they've had the last couple of weeks. Shack with it. Shack tries to shoot. It's blocked. This falls for Miller. Miller shoots, but doesn't really get much on that one. And this one will find the Hornets at neutral ice. Miller with it again. Circles, far side. Tries to chip that one off the boards, but it's kept in that time by the Hornets. Miller tries to backhand out. Kept in by the Hornets. Here's Shack. Opportunity for Shack. Shack brings that in over the blue line. Has that poked off a first stick. A little frustration there for Olivia Shack. And here's Miller cleaning up the mess on the backside. Sends that one in. It's played there by the Hornets. Now comes out for Nelner. Nelner sends that back, and a little bit of slap passing right now, as now the Hornets with an opportunity. They're going to go in on Wilhelm. Wilhelm pads that one aside. I think there's at least one save in there. Opportunity here on the far side. Here's Marcel. Marcel around one defender. Brings it in over the blue line. Has a 3-on-1. Cron's looking for a pass. Could not get that pass as Shack and Cron were in the zone, in the slot with no defenders. Let's see if that pass can come across. This falls for Cron. Cron gets on the other end of it. Legs flailing about behind her. She sends it in towards the crease. Opportunity. This comes for Nelner. It's taken by Shack though. Shack sends that down deep. It's blocked by the defense. Cron slaps at that one. Big pile of bodies there. Bauman with it. She sends it in towards the goal. Opportunity here for an opportunity and a goal. A goal to cap it off. That's Olivia Shack. She gets one. Wasn't sure if that one was going to go in or not. But in the last minute of the game, Olivia Shack does not give up and claims another one for a 5-goal lead for the Spartacats. 5-0 now with a minute to go here in the third period. Running time as we have to be off the ice in 2 minutes. Shots 24-4 in favor of the Spartacats. Olsen battling hard there, trying to get that one in over the blue line. Cats have not given up on this one, and that one goes off into the bench. So good opportunities for both teams from a coaching standpoint today, and we'll hope that it works for both sets of girls in their upcoming games as we wind down inside 15 seconds to go here in the third period. Girls slapping at that one. This one comes to the near side. It's right under your camera. And here come the Hornets over the blue line. Good poke check that time. 2 seconds to go. Nelner's going to shoot, and that one would not have counted as the horn sounded, but Nelner not giving up on that one. And it's a final here from VMCC. Final score 5-0 in favor of the Spartacats. Shots 24-4. A great performance, excellent forecheck performance by the Spartacats. And again, we will have a game against the Irish tomorrow, 10:45 a.m. I believe that's from Rosemount. And we'll see you then on the channel. Thanks for joining us, folks.